Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing spectating platinum lobbies, just because this is where I feel a lot of individuals are getting stuck. It's no longer, people can't seem to get to diamond, and I have a lot of theories about this. This is a few days right before the split, which is why I'm doing this video for Monday. I'm recording this Sunday evening today. Just as a reminder, there's a few things about the series. My goal is to spectate, but again, these lobbies are sometimes really slow, and if there's a 50-50 runoff drop, I want the other team to run as jump master. I can't no-fill, that's not an option here, and I don't always get the luxury of having people cater to my schedule for making this type of content. So I think it's important though. We'll see who we get squatted up with, and hopefully we'll see how it goes. There's still going to be a lot of tips I can provide in this series, and it looks like we got a stack here that's played together. The intention is not to throw, but again, sometimes you might get eliminated early, but it still gives a really good insight for how the lobby plays out. And again, that's the overall goal. Raw alt account, my main currently, just for transparency, is diamond. And I haven't had the most amount of time to play ranked. I've been prioritizing making content, streaming, and doing everything else instead of, well, ranking. Because if I spend more time ranking, essentially there's going to be less content. So I apologize, the intro there was a little loud. We're going to get into it. I'll let them drop because they're squatted up together. If you're this lucky and you happen to get squatted up with some peeps, stick close to them. They're in comms, and be a support. It's very interesting. You can see in my alt account, I'm masters on this account here. Looks like we are masters with two other individuals. We will spectate once we get eliminated and talk about the rest of the lobby. What's very interesting about this rank distribution, I think that the most interesting point to make is the fact that, just make sure nobody else landed on us, we're good, is that I think the most punishing part was the fact that there's a 2-tier difference, or six tier. There was an additional 2 tiers that was added, and they're going to revert that. So essentially they're making it easier per split, or reverting it back. They're also changing the point system where it's a little less punishing. I think across the board it's 10 points less. My theory is that there's a lot of people within platinum who deserve to be diamond and or masters, but the problem is just time. It's just a time commitment. And my opinion about ranked is that it really should reflect skill, not necessarily time commitment, which I think is what they're trying to do by finding a balance overall with this. This is actually a really fantastic loadout. I got my long range and I got my close range. Essentially my R301 is my mid range. This is how fast you realistically should loot. I'm pretty much ready to go. I don't need to linger, spend too much time. I would like to get myself a PK, something else a little different. Speaking of which, there's a Peacekeeper. I suck about, so some things I'm not very good about initially is switching over to my sidearm. Sometimes I rely on my shot from the first shot initially. One thing you'll notice on my alt account, I have an heirloom. Now I have an heirloom on this. This is really, really cool, so I'm happy about that. I got that actually today. So just for this video. I love Watson. People, there was a comment, people comment before, there's a lot of opinions on, light, here you go, drop that. More than happy to drop whatever I got. See, there's a team over here. The biggest thing that most people make a mistake on, whether you're on console or whether you're on PC, whatever platform, is watching for your team and where they should be at. Okay, going over. These guys should be playing a little closer together. I know that they're crafting. If your teammates are crafting, I know like I could level up my armor real quick. I just don't know the pacing at which my teammates go, and I'd rather be at their pace rather than pulling away and not getting into a fight. I assume that they're in comms, so I'm going to follow this person. I don't want them to be all by themselves, and I think the Bloodhound should be able to, or excuse me, the Horizon should be able to catch up. I'm not really sure why they're playing so split. If you were put in the situation, this is really rough. You kind of have to choose between mommy and daddy, essentially. Oh, that's not good. Cover for him. They're getting shot at. Almost cracked. I felt like they're running from somebody, though. Okay. I'm going to preemptively fence here, so I have an angle. I'm not going to push, though. It's so close. But I'm not going to get greedy on it. My teammate is down pretty much HP. I'll do a little tap strafe just to make sure I don't get eliminated. I'm dropping my med kit here. And I'm going to top off with one cell and I'm passive heal the rest. I think honestly we should just book it and leave. There's another team. That's why they pinged it. So I'm going to follow him and just get out. Even though I did damage, it's better just to be with your teammates if you're playing solo like this. Make a decision together. There's no such thing as a right or wrong decision. The wrong decision is not playing together. The good decision is playing together and identifying if that's a good decision or not. I'm essentially here for the ride. I will cover, do damage best I can. That's why I like to play Watson in these videos, just because I'm kind of reliant on my team if they're going to push or not. Realistically, I could have gone up and played like an absolute madman, which trust me, if I was with my other teammates, I definitely would have gone for it anyways. Even though it may not have been the smartest push because I would have gotten thirded from the other team. But, you know, little tips, the little things. You want to play for RP. I don't know how serious you're playing this because technically Platinum 1 right now, which is where this account is at. I usually just play on this account for fun when I'm ranking up with friends and everything that are not necessarily too sweaty. I don't know if you can use this. But, hey, you know, it's helpful. Hopefully, the whole point of the series is just to get a vibe for how the lobby plays out. And usually what happens, as you could tell, the other team didn't really engage on it. It tends to be pretty passive. I'm also really surprised how passive. As you get into Diamond and Predator and Master lobbies, it gets less passive. It gets a lot more serious, and teams will commit. And that's due to sheer confidence. Like, I would have committed to that even at that lobby. I don't like to back out from fights. I'd rather full commit or full get out. Oh, and sorry, I tapped my microphone. If that picks up, I do apologize. But I don't think I can edit that out because I was kind of mid-conversation and mid-point. So just follow the leader. Again, the lobby, people are rotating. When the first zone closes, which it is now, we can anticipate that these two teams are going to get caught around this angle. There might have been a team here. Looks like it's safe. And the goal is just to rotate and just keep on the move. If you're going to anchor, technically right now, it would have been late to do so. We don't have a Valkyrie, which is why Valkyrie is such a high pick rate, is to get to zone as fast as possible. If you're running Valkyrie and you find you're not using your ultimate, they're on the right though, when I'm done to push. Our armor situation is not looking positive, honestly. This could be a really, really bad push, but the Bloodhound did ult. Hopefully they'll throw a scan here in a second. Nice. Hopefully get the jump on them, see them cross in a second. There they are. Oh, he's going for it. There we go. GG's. Very nice. Well, that person got caught out. That's very unfortunate. The Horizon did a good ping. You don't necessarily even need to run comms, but keep your comms as clean as humanly possible. And also be on the outlook. So one thing I'm doing right now that I see a lot of teams, especially in ranked, do, which is a major mistake, is not look to see if there's a third party. Look what they're... No offense to these guys, but the biggest mistake is that, hey, we're all looting and nobody's looking out. Why is nobody looking out? And now it's my turn to loot. Essentially. Yeah, I'm assess this fine. Have one person loot, the other two people look, and they call what's in the box, which they did ping for me, and luckily I was on the outlook. So realistically, maybe they're just relying on me. So I just see that mistake happen so much at this level of lobby, and if you do it even at the lower tiers, there's a rampart wall over there, that you're going to see a massive benefit as well. So while we're kind of here along for the ride, I honestly think that this, for the first round here, I don't think that we're going to be spectating a lot, but the goal for the series is at the very end that no matter what, we see the lobby all the way through. That's the big point. So there is possibly a team rotating on the north side here. We took some shots. I'm surprised they haven't rotated, which is why I'm constantly looking around to see if they're here while they're looting. My shield still situation is pretty okay, to be honest. I'm not really worried about my resources, per se. I'm just keeping an outlook until somebody decides to kind of calm. There they are. Looks like they're crafting up there. What I'm going to do here, if I know that they're going to come through, they're going to land up here maybe. I'll just fence this off like so. So if they do come through, they'll land right on me pretty much. Just early preparation. This isn't a bad fight because it'll be isolated here in the back. Also another little tip. Get creative with where you need to go in terms of positioning. You see how I use this to climb up? Most people don't use the doors, geometry to get into unique areas. You can find yourself a lot of weird little nooks and areas that will help you really reset. I'm about to expose one of them as an example. You can drop right there. I missed it. But you can drop right there, and let's just look at the POV, what it looks like. You would really have to look, and most people don't, when they're looking around, they don't look at the weird little nooks and areas, per se. So if I drop, let's see if they actually nerfed it. Nope, it's here. If you walked all the way over here, you see where I'm at? This is a good place just to kind of wait. But there's so many things that exist like this, especially for movement legends like Valkyrie or, let's say, Horizon, that'll really help you out. There they come. Like I said, I just saw they'll use a gravity cannon. Oh, they're Valculting. Okay. So this is an isolated fight, realistically. This isn't bad. They have quite a bit of headroom to fly. Let's see if I can land some shots here. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Gonna take some shots. You know, let them know that we're here, and then we need to rotate here in a second. Oh, actually, we're in zone. We can essentially chill, and then we're in zone again. So there's really no reason to move. I mean, we got 1 KP. That's not awful. So most people don't realize that even with the current rank system, all the guides that I posted about ranked in the prior episodes, top 5 still means everything, man. You can get 10 kills or eliminations, and they don't mean anything until you get top 5. Top 5 is where the great equalizer and point system really ramps up. So we're essentially here. I should just honestly start fencing a lot of random stuff. I just don't know where we're gonna hold is really the issue here. We seem to be a little all over the place. Now, this is a really rough building to hold unless we kind of designate and say, hey, we're gonna hold roof, which kind of looks like might be one of the deals. So I'll put this gen right here. Put this here. This isn't perfect, but if he's just gonna AFK up here, might as well just help fence him off. But notice how even these guys are kind of like, yep, time to just vibe, just kind of chill. We could just kind of talk about tips. This is a downside. Everyone always says, is ranked difficult? The answer is no. The hardest part about ranked is playing patient and then waiting. Everything in my soul right now tells me to go push. I can tell you that. And I would be more than happy to push if I had a team to push. Now, the downside about doing that, though, is you're going to lose a lot of points. Because 60 points, especially for plot 1, is quite the entry cost. And it gets only more and more expensive as the rank tiers go up. So that's what we're holding. That's why I keep looking at different angles. I would honestly give a tip. I know while it can be very boring, and that's pretty much how you stay active within the fight and encounter, is just keep looking at different angles. Have somebody look at different angles. Like, I could essentially watch this side, and the other person can watch another angle. And right now, they're just kind of split. We know a team flew over on the right. They didn't run into anybody, so we just kind of hold and wait. I might just jump cut here in a second if nothing happens. If something does happen, well, then there you go. But I will take this as a moment to say, don't forget to leave a like on this episode. Really appreciate the fact you guys all support and watch. I know that people ask me to do ranked all the time. And sometimes for stream, when you have these type of moments, I just don't find them the most entertaining. But for an educational video like this, this is what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to be a little bit blunt about it. If you're going to go look for a fight, you just gotta go look for a fight. You have to rotate. But it's a little hard with randoms because you don't know their momentum or pacing. And I'm kind of at their will, especially when I'm playing Watson right now. But alright, we'll jump cut. Okay, so I want to pick up where the information is at the moment. Another big tip is you really should understand this map down to a T. Whether it's World's Edge, Olympus, any map, you should always be able to look at the map and say, what's the biggest point that we can hold? Well, the building happens to be one of the best places to hold, but if I wasn't here and didn't see the building, I have to know right off the bat what are good angles to hold. So honestly, this building is pretty much game-winning spot. We could get rolled up on any second and might actually just lose this round. We still haven't moved any points. I'm actually going to pressure and hold the highest point of the building. One mistake I see individuals do is they play too aggressively within the building. While holding the building is 100% the right play, you have to remember that if you're not putting pressure on the outside... Let's see, did they grab this Mastiff? They might have grabbed the Mastiff. That's fine. Okay. I think we should hold up here, but they're pinging back. And it could be because of rotation. That's unfortunate, so I'll just fall back. We'll just wait. Oh, my gut instinct is saying to hold the building for gating people. So the reason why I want to hold this is because every team's about to rotate. But if our team has really, really strong shots, which I'm very confident that they do, it will be better to catch teams out. Remember, when I say catch teams out, they'll be caught out in rotation. They'll be caught out in different angles. That's another major tip. So these are both really strategically strong spots. Even though the zone closes, this is a really strong spot. I would agree that this is a lot safer because when the zone closes, but I would like some KP, and I would like to spectate. But if they don't let me, I'm not in the wheelhouse of throwing games. So if this is how they want to play, then I will abide and do what the team effort says. So this is a team that's shooting over here in the distance over there. Like I said, my whole being is telling me to push, but all I'm just going to do is keep looking around. All right, and there we go. There's a team down below. This is going to be our KP. This is the other option. They might go inside over here, which I'm tempted to fence up and drop. But I think our team really, really wants to hold. So I'm just going to hold. I really want to push. I know if they're isolated, like this is... It's telling me to push, you know what I mean? Okay, 36 on 1 for purple, and they got reds. Okay, so they definitely outclass us and armor us. I think the guy on the right, if we were going to make a play, we needed to go on it pretty fast. I think we could have done so. I don't know how much damage they had done initially, but at this point, we do need to level up our armors. That's the only thing we can really do is just keep poking and leveling them up. I need my gen back. Nobody's taking the roof over there. Technically, it's working as like a pretty solid beacon. Another thing to do whenever you're doing poke battles like this, make your hitbox as small as possible. They're doing pretty good on their end. This person kind of isn't. They're kind of wide peeking out, which is why I'm able to land so many shots. But my hitbox is small, which is why height is so important in any sort of fight that you take and engagement that you want to get in on. You're essentially, they're playing the game on hard mode. I'm playing it on an easier mode than they are. They flew up on height. They're using my gen over there. That's unfortunate. I have a little bit of extra light here. I'm just going to keep wasting as much ammo as possible. Here's another major tip. Use your resources. Use your resources. If you have 300 ammo, I hope that you burn through a majority of that ammo. Your goal is to burn through it and do as much damage as humanly possible. If you're not going to do that damage, don't run that much ammo. So this is probably where we're going to play, I assume. So I'm going to start fencing up here. I'm going to fence up this angle as well, because my fences are going to disappear. Because I think this is where we're going to hold for end zone. I kind of feel like I'm spectating at the moment. And before somebody comments down below, like, you didn't spectate the lobby. I'm like, bro, I don't like to lie in my videos and make it seem like this wasn't my first round of the day. I like to pretty much keep it authentic, as real as possible, what ranked looks like. This team across the way, I'm surprised they gave up height. I think they're inside the building. Looks like they're rotating over, try to get a little bit more damage. Right now, the lobby knows we're here. There's no reason not to take shots. And if you can't run a poke weapon and you can't do damage at a distance, you need to switch your weapons. I'm gonna be the bad guy here, be blunt. If this person's running a Havoc and he can't land his Havoc shots at a distance, he shouldn't be poking with a Havoc. So if I'm doing, let's say, 36 or 40 damage, well, that's enough to kind of equal at least one longbow shot. And if our Bloodhound, let's see what he's running. So it looks like maybe a Mastiff or R99. If it's an R99, should run an R301 or switch to some sort of poke weapon, or even have a poke weapon here or anything, you know? Otherwise, you know, how is he ever going to level up that armor too? Especially whenever we're playing this poke game for the end game here. Another major tip, can't stress that enough. We're all kind of watching the same spot. I'm going to take a look at a different angle. I'll just keep fencing just in case. That does not want to connect. That's crazy. Oh well. All right, this is the lobby. Top 5, plus 1 point. Plus 1 point. I would like to level up my armor if that's possible, but I don't think I'm going to be able to level it up. Not many people are really poking at all. Otherwise, I would take some shots. There's a guy in possibly this angle here, but I'm going to remove that. I don't mean to actually go there. Is that a person? Oh, yeah, it is. 20 damage. Or more than 20, I was going to say. Need 4 more points to level up my armor. And there it is. Nice. And I have my gen here. I'm going to have another one here in a little bit. I haven't even used a gen. This is why I actually consider Watson kind of the master of poke. Because essentially I can sit here and just kind of chill. I don't need to pop any cells. I don't need to waste any resources. And this is kind of why I wanted to hold the building. There's so much more potential for a KP on this building. I actually do feel like I'm spectating. I'm not going to lie. I'm just kind of like chilling, just watching from a distance. So this team's in a really awkward spot over here. My job in this lobby is pretty much put pressure and really annoy the living crap out of them. So they pretty much push pressure, which is what they're doing right now, to move forward. Because realistically, they don't want to sit there. And they're all just going to run up. Let's see what this team is looking at, or my buddies are looking at. Trying to hold the angle. I think they're still in that choke point. This is really rough, this zone. So, ooh, okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fence off this angle. This is going to be a little bit aggro. Yeah. I kind of screwed up the fences, I know. Put the gen over here. Let's see. We honestly want to play this rock. Or, actually, you know what? Let's play here. I have a nasty head glitch right here. You see this? This is nice. This is a nice head glitch. And I'm just going to keep fencing him in. All right, hopefully they have that, because I'm going to gate them over here. So think of head glitches and ways to minimize your hitbox. 104 damage, look at that, you see? Oh gosh, I got shot from over there. That's unfortunate. They do have to move though. There's one cracked. This is really hard for them to push, to be honest. Made that out. Oh, come on. I feel like we're so split on our decision here. I'm over here gating this team and they're up top. The zone is closing, guys. Oh, I guess I'm holding them up over here. Shoot. I did ping for us to play this, but it's a very hard spot to hold.
Just topping up my shields.
This fence is really poor. We're getting picked on. So for end zone, this is really, really difficult to kind of play. We're kind of sandwiched, and I've added nades. I got a little bit too excited a little too early, and I hope the other team up top doesn't, like, pick on me. Alright, well, I can't shoot that out now. No! Alright, let's spectate the rest. We just needed to commit one way or the other. I held a little bit too aggressively down. I should just went up with them. I'll take blame for that, honestly. If they're in comms together, I kind of broke my own rule. They had to push out. They really didn't have much of a choice. Did some decent damage, which is fine. But again, if I were to self-evaluate, I should have just held up top with them instead. But because of that, they got eliminated here, and now the other team is picking on them. So this is like the worst possible situation that you can kind of be in this scenario, is the team that instigates the fight, because this team should win. If they don't win, I'll be absolutely shocked. Because they have everything in their favor. There they should have it. That's some crazy tracking. Oh, they let them get it off too. It should end right here. But they were the last team to engage. Oh my word. Very nice. Okay. I'll take the blame for that one. I didn't play with my team up top. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what damage. Yeah, I did a lot of damage down below. But if my team is up above and I was holding down below, I probably should have just played up top with them instead. And I could have revived the horizon, maybe reset, put fences there instead of aggressively gating that one team down below that was just greedy. So, and regardless, most people, what they do in these scenarios is they start blaming their team. It's like, why did you push with me? Why didn't you do this? It's like, well, it's a little difficult whenever you are, it's like you're playing, you're just feeling out each other's playstyles for the very first time. Right? They went for more of the passive approach, which is not the wrong approach. Keep in mind, there's not a right or wrong when you're playing this, right? The wrong approach would be not to play together, which is what I said earlier, and then I broke my own rule. I thought that they would come down, and I didn't think that the zone had much space up there, and I did not think that there would be somebody who'd flank on them. And I felt like if we played all down, that would have been a little bit better. But, you know, this is why we do this series, to educate and to learn, and I can still learn some stuff as well. So if anybody ever throws at you to say you need to do more damage, I think it is a viable thing to call out, but at the same time, if we can all play together, that's going to be more ideal. Now, if you're playing with a set squad and your goal is to play aggressively and you don't do enough damage, well then just say, hey, I was a little low on damage, and that's fine, and just kind of move on from it. There's really not much else you could say based on mechanical skill and say, hey, get your damage up. There's really nothing else you can lay into your teammates about that, right? It feels really unfair to put that on an opponent. You don't know whether your teammate was struggling to get in better positioning or what, right? I think their damage my teammate's damage could have been higher if they're running more poke weapons, but I guess the additional damage, what difference was it going to make at that point? They did both have care package weapons at the same time, and I kind of wish I had a massive at the end there, but hey, it is what it is. Let's do this. This is game 2. I'm only going to do 2 rounds and talk about the distribution. Again, I can't stress enough, comment down below what you think about this rank split. I think it's fine besides the -6 tiers. I think that if they did -4, people settle into their tiers the way they should. I'm going to pass this to them. Oh, one guy just disconnected. Hopefully he'll be right back. Okay, I passed it to the right guy. I was about to say, I was not looking to see if my teammate disconnected. I guess this is going to be a really, really slow round. And it's just kind of an unfortunate thing that does happen, right? But it looks like overall, let's take a look and assess the lobby, right? Nobody's really 50-50ing, and I notice in Predator lobbies, people will 50-50 for the better spot, and the better spots are going to be areas. Oh gosh, what if we get landed on? Okay, well, I mean, we can spectate. That's the whole point of the series. But still, I'm not going to lie, I felt like a spectator. Okay, we're peeling. We're going to be late over here, though. But I'm down. Essentially, what you're trying to look for is just an open spot. I don't know if a team landed here, though. And we'll fight it out. We'll clutch it out. Let's see what we can do, though. I think it's uncontested. Let me see. Crafter? Nope. Okay, a lot of big spots that people will play. I'm going to let them have the building just in case the guy respawns in so you can get most of the loot. Better me to go out rather than this other person. Oh, shoot. There we go. Alright, and then we just loot as fast as possible. I got my 2 guns. I don't think I'm going to switch these 2 guns. I'm pretty confident with this loadout. Hopefully the person comes back. If not, then we're going to have to play this pretty slow. So what I was going to say, most people will land around Crafter or a beacon for information. Right now, we landed just safe, which is why most people probably didn't land on top of us. Because bluntly, there's no Crafter here and there's no beacon. There's no reason to actually land here, right? So that's why. You'll see places like Fish Farm has both beacon and Crafter. So of course you're going to see 2 teams go on that, right? It just makes sense. Alright, I think the teammate came back, which is good. I have more than enough arrows. I got my poke weapon. I got my close range weapon. I am pretty much ready to rock. I'm going to let him have that blue armor. And we should be good. Oh, no, they're using mics. Okay, let me see if I can turn this up. I forgot I had them off. Hopefully they don't use too much of unique words, if you know what I mean, because otherwise I'm going to spend a lot of time editing it out, which is not always fun. But let's see. Let's turn this up. Let's see. I didn't even realize I had this off.
Figured it out. Like, I was doing something wrong with my Streamlabs.
Oh gosh. Okay, he's streaming and they're echoing. Okay, I'm gonna leave that off because it's not actually really calming and it's echoing, which for the video would probably not do too well. But I think that they're playing together. So I will stay right on top of them and then I'll rotate. But I don't know if you heard. You could tell that there was definitely an echo. There's no reason to jump cut or anything. All right, I'm gonna let him have it. That's fine. I can pretty much rock irons. Confidence with your loadout. So I'm pretty confident with what we got. This is a really good setup. I got my poke, got my close range. Could use a battery or 2. I'm gonna let him have that. I mean, I thought it was a new one for a minute there. But we need to essentially move. Either rotate onto a team or rotate to better positioning where we think zone is going to end. So we can hit beacons. So when you're curious, like, what do you do in this scenario? Well, the answer is you should go play by a beacon. That's a good spot to play right there. To go find out and get a ping to know where to play. Because right now, otherwise you just kind of float. Right? You don't ever want to just float. It's like, what do we do, guys? Where are we supposed to go? Okay, I'll let him have it. If he's going to dibs it, that's fine. That's why I'm kind of like looking out. Most people will keep looting and they keep forgetting to check their angles. There we go. See, karma. You let your teammates have the loot and you get loot later. If you here's another helpful tip. If you are that desperate for loot, and this is my opinion, you guys could agree with me, you could disagree, you could comment down below your thoughts. So I never get upset about loot. If you are that desperate for loot, it means that you're not comfortable in your setup. If you have, let's say, even 7 shotgun shells, you should be able to clutch out and win a fight with that. If I have 100 light ammo, I should be more than enough to be able to go in and make a play. And if I am not confident with that, that's kind of concerning. It means I need to spend more time to become a little bit more accurate with what I'm doing. When you're running this amount of ammo, it's not a bad thing, you know? Just know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And then play to them. 2x there. But let me know your thoughts. I know that might be a little bit too strict. I held myself personally to a really high standard that if I can't win a fight with what I have, I always pin it on myself. I'm one to kind of I guess lack for a better word, fall on the sword. We are making a lot of noise, but a lot of people don't tend to play spiders. So I'm just going to keep following this. By the way, this would not be my ideal play here. We're pretty good on resources. I actually would go to beacon. Like this would be the play to go to beacon 100%. We're making a lot of noise, and so I kind of assume that a team is going to rotate on top of us at some point. I'd be shocked if they didn't. But then again, this is more plat, not diamond. If this was diamond or pred, a team would 100% have already run up on us by now. Just based on the noise alone.
Shield battery here.
Yeah, I need that. I don't have a single one of those. Thank you.
Charging on my shields.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be. I don't think we're gonna get contested, which is pretty lucky, to be quite honest. There's a shots, and we go play that. So ideally, you want to hit beacon, and then you want to go to zone, and you either want to hold zone or you want to go look for the action. So I'm gonna try to lead the team over to some action over here because I do want to get involved. I think we provide enough tips in terms of rotation. It was a decision to come loot the spiders. We play the spiders. Now we realistically should go get involved. See if they listen. If they don't, then I'll just play where they want to go. Okay, they're gonna ignore me. That's fine. All right. All right. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to remove pings. If they don't want to play over there, I heard shots, and we won't play over there. But I think this is probably a major issue that you see. It's like, it's not a bad thing to go take a look at a fight. Just know, okay, if there's a team fighting over here, maybe we rotate, maybe we hit beacon, maybe we find out where to go from there. I didn't mean to ping it. Now my team's going to think that I'm pinging like random spots to go. We'll see what they end up doing and what they end up thinking, though. So we're about to run up on somebody. We're on the low ground right now, but we've seen what happens on the low ground before. This is a good head glitch right here to kind of equal things out. Nobody's there. They kind of crossed out a little early in the open. Oh, there they are. Okay, I'm gonna close the gap. Oh, they're going right for it. Okay, we're split. Even if they're in comms, they're 100% split. Okay, I'm gonna fence this. This is a very aggressive push, but I don't want him to leave by himself. Looks like one team did leave. So are you gonna go up or not? Okay, he's going up now. I'm down to make a play, if that's our goal. I think we should have did this like a minute sooner instead of going for spiders. I think we just needed to just rotate on this much sooner. But again, like I said, there's an opinion, not necessarily always a right or wrong. We gate this 100%. Whether we live or die on this, this should be ours. We have height on this, and so this should take shots immediately. Like there, 54. Cracked. I would push, but a little tricky. Headshot. Oh my word. This is... Who are we running? We're running Ashe and Valkyrie. Or sorry, Valkyrie and Horizon. Alright, I'm going to move up on this. If they're moving up, I get the opportunity to move up too. They're in that hard angle over there. I do have a nade, so I might throw it to catch them out. No, they're leaving. Where are you going? Cracked. Please. Oh shoot! Now they get height. All right. Well, I still think we fight this. To be honest, if a team already has this Q. Know your abilities. Oh, that hurts. No, we don't have a Horizon Q, and now we're on the low ground. I don't know where they went. I wasn't paying attention, so that is my fault for not paying attention to where they went. For all we know. Okay, I see where they're at now. Okay. Okay. Take this out. One more. Alright, we'll move up now. Barrier is down. There's another team shooting on the far left there. 60. Almost 120 on that one. Not bad. Wait for this to peak. Peak again. Do it. 60. Peak again. Cracked. Good crack. And now essentially when you get the crack, you got to move forward. So that's what I'm going to do. Move forward on this. Even if it is a little bit on the low ground. I don't think they'll re-peak again at this angle. I'm going to keep rotating up. But entry damage is made, so you got to make a play on it. If the play is not to do anything, then you should really just focus on rotating. But our team seems to be wanting to move up. So I'm going to play this angle right here. See, while this doesn't look like a best angle, you'd be surprised. Okay, there's another team over there, so I'm going to back up over here towards them. He's trying to make a play, which is smart, but he's going to get absolutely beamed to the sky. I'm going to see if I can do some counter pressure. Might be a little ballsy. I should have landed more shots there. Okay, I'm going to play aggressively. Aggressive gen. Aggressive gen. Very nice. And we hold. And we got to look for the other team coming up right now. 121 knocked. Very nice. Another one knocked. Gonna play this. Please help me. Help the little Watson. I'm about to die. Very nice. And they go for the res within a few seconds. Gold bag. Very nice. And there's a reset. That was actually pretty good. Very nice. I know somebody commented before, aggressive gen. Like, so I don't get naded. Like, that's kind of the goal. But my teammates just dropped. I kind of went for a really aggressive play there, and it just happened to work out. Not the smartest play. Not the most intellectual play. But it definitely is one. So what you saw there in terms of positioning and what I did, because the horizon got cracked, I went ahead and jumped on the roof anyways, partly because I felt like she did a little bit of damage, but also saw my teammate was going up. And if they got a crack, then most of the time when people get cracks, they do what I do in terms of rotation. They start to play, oh, they start to get excited and they want to push, because that's what you should do. I don't think we should Valkyrie, but sure, you already popped it. If we are going somewhere, we really should have already hit beacon. We should just hold, but... Are we going back up on height? Are we planning on fighting? I don't understand this Valkyrie, but, you know, hey. We're together. That's all that matters. Okay, we're back. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. We just ran away from a bunch of loot, and we gave up positioning. I'm confused. We should really just anchor that building. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to end, and then we're not checking the south side? Crazy. I really want to go back to the building. My heart and soul is telling me to go over there and hold an anchor and hold the roof. Remember what happened last time? The team that held that building ended up winning. And there's a reason why I'm calling this building. It's a nice angle to hold up top. You have good visibility across the board. You can drop down. You can, I don't know. There's just so much more options. This is fine, but this isn't pulling here. This isn't going to end here at all. So I don't really know our end game here. What is that? I don't know why the animation took me by surprise. I think I'm going to stick with 2 rounds. I feel like we've kind of gotten a feel for the way ranked plays are in Platinum. We talked about Diamond. It hasn't really changed much for the top end lobbies. They very much play the same. You know, like I said, what's kind of unfortunate that I realize now is that the spectating series here, we didn't spectate. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what else to say. I just don't want to throw rounds in ranked, you know? What? It's pulling here? Well, I can be wrong. That's fine.
We're inside the ring. I'm positive.
That's crazy. Well, I guess I start fencing up here. I'm always down to be wrong. Happens.
Fence in position. Anyone passes through it? Playing with fences.
I don't think this is the smartest spot, but we're all up here, so it's fine. We'll make it work. That's what we do. We make things work.
Fence in position.
At least going to cover up this section here.
Setting a fence. If the fence gets crossed,
And then I'll make a play.
planting fences.
Zigzag it a bit. And I think this is fine to hold. Like, if we just kind of hold this side here, I think this is okay. It's okay to be wrong, but the biggest thing, the biggest tip I'll provide, be firm with your decisions. Whether it's right or wrong, be firm with it. Because at least you'll be able to make a decision afterwards, say, hey, maybe that didn't work out, or maybe that does. Because honestly, when we saw the zone close, we would have instantly known to just rotate up here afterwards. But what I was saying earlier is I apologize. The fact this doesn't feel like, I mean, I feel like I'm spectating. I don't know. I would have preferred to, I mean, we're just seeing how the lobby plays from start to finish. But I don't know what to call that. If like we were called a long video, hey, playing a lobby from start to finish, it just kind of sounds like you're playing. And the whole point of the series is to educate and give tips, and even if we do get eliminated... Oh my god, that guy's low, cracked, flush. Dude, they're just giving it to us. Okay, we just hold at this point. Oh, they got eliminated. There it is. Watch our backs for a second, make sure somebody... Oh, they're there. I should top off just fine, though. I didn't mean to shoot. I meant to just switch back and forth. Oh, you got a nasty angle there. Very nice.
Hey, who invited the third party?
Kind of on your own on that.
Recharging shields.
Unless his buddy jumped down with him, I'm not making a play on it. Just going to hold for now. We got KP. Like, we're going up. I don't really know. Oh, look at that. Are they just going for it? I'll cover.
Care package
You're getting very aggressive over here, huh? Oh, now we're leaving. Once I come down. Love it. You just abandoned me. Poor Watson. I'm gonna have abandonment issues as a Watson. Let's need that out. This is probably not the push. We just gave up height for this. Unless I can get a massive crack. Like that. Is my teammate... He ran. Alright. Well, yeah. Just abandoned me. I'm crying. Listen, if my teammate makes a play, I'll go for it, man. But, like, don't leave your teammate. Oh, Volt. Okay, I'm playing really aggressively dumb down here right now. I'm pretty much doing what the other guy did. But it seemed like that's what they wanted to do. Why do we back up? I know I need to heal up, but I'm just going to let Watson passive heal. Because I'm not really going in on anything here. I'm just kind of chilling and vibing. I'm going to drop... I might as well hold the med kit. I need nades. I'm out of nades. You see, like, there was a crack down there, and we were playing that head glitch, and then my teammate left me. Comment down below if you have abandonment problems like me. 51. We'll just play this out. This is going to be the end game. I think this is what will make the video. I think this is educational. I think this is helpful. Comment down below also if this is helpful. Is this helpful, guys? Talking like this, talking about this kind of stuff. Just poke damage, you know? Peek again, peek again. Do it. I don't think they're going to do it. It's fine. I really enjoy this series because I feel like I can also get to really just talk with you guys too. If you're getting triggered the fact that I'm not healing up, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. I have Watson passive heal. I'm perfectly fine right now. If we get run up on, I don't think we're going to. Unless these guys just... Oh, okay. Oh no, the port's too high. No, that sucks for them. There you go. More KP. Top 6. Look, we're kill leader. Look at that. And I'm just sitting here spectating the lobby, man. I'm just here to chill. I'm here to vibe. I'm just here for a good time. And look at that. Look at my HP. It's full. The one time Watson passive does something. Isn't that crazy? Take out your little thing there. Okay, you ready for a really dumb decision? I'm going to go right here. Is that in?
Let's go here.
No, we're paying.
What we science folk call a body.
No, to solve them on the digi. I think they're going to play inside. We just hold height. I'm just holding it aggressively for now. Kind of let them know, you know? Oh, shoot, I fell. Oh, gosh, that's dumb. You know what? Hold on. Nades, nades, nades. No nades. I could have died here, by the way. This could have been the end of my game, and I would have been so sad. Okay, we have to move in a second. We essentially need to take one of their spots, but they're both running caustic. If they want to play here, I'm down to try to make an opening again. Let's see here. We both got a pretty nasty head glitch. Ooh, it's close. Almost headshot him. Dude. That's unfortunate. Wow, I cracked too. I really wish my teammates would have just pushed on it. That was some really good opening damage. We are not in up here. We have to move in. I'm sorry, guys. Is the center here? We have to play aggressively up here. Okay. I'll come take a look. Are they really running up on us though? I'm down to gate it. I don't think they're going to push out. Let's see if there's any more nades over here. Hi, good to see you. We need to play over here. We needed to move way sooner. We should have moved on the crack that I had. I know that they caustic ulted, but we should have just kind of barreled through, and I think we would have run them over, to be honest. 31 on that one. We just got to find... We got to kind of get lucky here, man. We got to shove something, but I don't know if my teammates are going to do that. Just destroy that. We're in, like, right here. So if that's the case, I'm going to put a gen here so we don't get naded. And I'll aggressively hold this. Flush. Very nice. Finish him. One more hit. Finish him! Oh, no. I hope they don't have self-revive. I kind of just want to wide swing that. I think we just got the knock, so why not? I think if I go, maybe my teammates will follow me. Yep, there they go. They're doing it, Peter! They're doing it! Very nice. Nades? Nades? Nope, nope. There's no nades! Oof. Or whatever. Alright, I'm gonna try to aggressively fence this. Fence that off like that. Ugh, of course. That's a good way to make up Watson sad. Come on. I could have landed a shot 60. They need to focus with me. These guys are going to move in on us. They don't have a choice. They literally are forced to move in on us. I'm going to bat. Oh, gosh. Gonna bat. I'm gonna rotate over to the right. I think if we hard gated that a little bit better. Shoot. There's one. With the bat. I don't think they're gonna give us the time though. Might take the Q to go up. Wish I had a nade. I really want to get aggro on that, but we might win this. Nice. Oh, he tried to ult. Last squad. No, I'm throwing. 174. I really should bat, but... Oh shoot, I gotta bat, I gotta bat, I gotta bat. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I got this, I got this. No! I threw... What? Oh no. That's unfortunate. That was close though. I thought I was going to hard throw that. I was a little too out in the open, but we knocked one hit, one for 174. I tried to wide swing out. That was kind of my downfall for getting the flank. I should just play with a teammate on the left. I don't know. Anyways, that was close though. I think if we hard gated the team out over on the left, we'd had a little bit more breathing room on the right, but it kind of still played out in our favor though. Almost 3k damage. That's not bad. I mean, we saw every lobby to the very end. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this rank split so far? I don't really find it very difficult, especially in Plat when you're just kind of talking it out. I mean, that was kill leader, you know, 8 eliminations. I kind of played a little rough there at the end, to be honest. I was a little too out in the open. Now, that's why I said whenever I was crossing open, I was hoping the Caustic would have played back and eliminated that Caustic, but he pushed a little too far forward against the Horizon. And I could have played with the Horizon. It would have been a 2v1. And at that point, I got caught out shooting the crypto for about 170, 74. Somebody comment down below what that was. And then, well, that's just the unfortunate part that happens there. Because it was really, really close, and I did pump the bat. And even if I ran up, I would have been low HP. I pretty much got the same amount of damage in. But again, hopefully you guys enjoy the series. I know we really didn't get to spectate that much. But again, I don't want to really hard throw my games for... Especially if they go like that. I mean, I think that's still educational as we talk through it. and I felt like I was still spectating. I'm just kind of vibing. But as I'm talking to you guys, right? Comment down below if you enjoy the series. I want to do one at the start of the split as well. Comment if you want to kind of see that. We might do one later on in the week or early next week. Maybe we'll do one early next week. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, for your support on this series, support on the channel. It means the absolute world, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.